Greetings, my name is Brad Agostinelli. I'm the teen director at the Burbank YMCA in Reading. So my specific job there is to work with the teenagers in a couple of different capacities, which I'll get into. And I think probably many people in North Reading are familiar with the Burbank Y, as we served 5 different towns: Reading, North Reading, Wilmington, Stoneham, and Wakefield. And most of our members and participants are from Reading, but we do get a decent amount from North Reading as well. So just a little bit about our facility. We are a branch of the YMCA of Greater Boston Association. We have a number of different things. For members, we have a gymnasium, basketball court. We have a fitness center with different machines and classes, with weightlifting and cardiovascular endurance and other exercise opportunities. And we also have 2 pools, a large pool that's shallow, and then, a small pool, that's shallow, and then a larger pool that's deep and has lap lanes. So basically that's what our facility is. We have members from different areas around. We also have different youth sports classes and other classes that you don't have to be a member to do. And our mission is that we also do some community events. And all of this kind of falls into our mission, which is to promote youth development, social responsibility, and healthy living. So my specific role in this is, as I mentioned, to work with the teenagers, and that happens in a variety of different capacities. So as the teen director, I see my job as to kind of help the teens in our community, which, like I said, is Reading and North Reading and other towns in the area, to help them become the best versions of themselves through, whatever that looks like for them and the way that the Y and that I see fit. So generally that happens, through programs, a membership, volunteering, or employment. So at a basic level, any teen can become a member, 13 and up. It's just $15 a month, and they have full access to our facility, including the pools during open time, during open swim, our gymnasium during open time, and also our fitness center is always open when we're open. And also if the teens are 16 years old and up, then they can join in on a lot of our group exercise classes that are included in the membership. Stuff like Zumba, Pilates, bar and tone, cycling, classes like this that are designed and mostly are participated in by adults, but teens 16 and up are welcome to do that as well. So that's the membership side of things, but in addition, as I mentioned, there are other organized programs, which is part of my job, and a lot of teens volunteer and work there. So with regard to the programs that I try to organize and run, or if I'm an expert in the field, or if I'm not trained, then I try to get someone else to run it for them, include service opportunities, fitness programs, sports programs, recreational programs, and educational academic programs. With regard to volunteering, we have a number of different opportunities in our departments. So basically, we have an aquatics department and a sports department that teaches youth sports classes, and we look for teens in those departments to help out. We also have an after-school program at our building, for which we seek teens. Right now we're seeking teens to volunteer as a tutor and as an assistant teacher. And there's also other general opportunities such as filing membership forms, general cleaning, other tasks here and there. We're looking for a rock wall climbing assistant right now. So there's a lot of different ways teens can get involved to volunteer. I know a lot of teens are looking for hours for their high school, for National Honor Society, for religious education and confirmation, for a lot of reasons, and we're always glad to help out. And generally, I'm the contact person for teen volunteers. So they contact me, we set up a meeting just to kind of see what their interests are and what they're qualified for, and then I kind of direct them where would best fit them. And then we also have employment opportunities, which generally are open for teens ages 16 and up. A lot of that has to do with safety requirements and which jobs they're best fit for. But we have babysitting jobs and lifeguarding jobs. Those are by far the most employ the most teens in our building. Also, if they get a little older, we have the welcome desk that engages with the members and guests. And they also have the possibility of becoming a youth sports or swimming instructor down the road as well. But what a lot of teens do, which is a good thing to keep in mind, is that they start out by volunteering to get their foot in the door, and then we're able to get to know them a little more, and we pass them off from there once they get a little older and build their skills up a little bit in whatever department that they would like. So that's kind of a general overview of A, what I do, and B, kind of what we do as the Burbank YMCA and how we help to serve the community. I'd also like to highlight what we are doing specifically this session, just to give you an idea of the scope of the programs and what specifically teens can get involved in. So the way the YMCA divides up the year, at least in our association, is basically by 2-month sections. So right now we're in the Fall 1 session, which ends at the end of October, and the Fall 2 session will begin at the beginning of November and go into December. And basically throughout the whole year, we're divided up into 2-month sections. So for this session right now, we have a couple things going on. With regard to sports, we have a middle school basketball league that is on Friday nights. I'm the one that runs it and referees it. Basically, it's a time for middle schools to come with their friends to work on their skills, but it's also not as competitive as some school or town sports. So it's a good opportunity for the kids, and it's a cheap opportunity for them to stay competitive, work on their skills, and just have some fun and blow off some steam. So that's going on Friday nights. Also, in our general fitness schedule, in addition to our adult classes, which I mentioned before, we offer some classes that are specifically directed towards teens. So the ones that are, offered to the ages between basically, 12 and up. This session are teen yoga. So that is a class that is taught by a trained instructor. And it's, like I said, the fitness level is directed towards teens. So that would be free with a teen membership. The other ones are also taught by a personal trainer or a trained instructor on our fitness staff. Our teen weightlifting, teen sports conditioning, and kids on the run. Weightlifting would help teens learn the basics of lifting weights and working out and staying healthy and preparing for sports down the road. Sports conditioning specifically works on agility and balance, building blocks of fitness that they would need to build their skills up, especially as they get a little older and go deeper into sports. And then Kids on the Run is helping kids throughout the session work up to a 5K. And like I said, all of these kind of we run on a session basis. So they would end in the end of October, and then they would start up again in the new session in November. So additionally, an academic program that we have going on this session is a financial literacy workshop for teens. And with this is on Tuesday, October 18th at 6:30 to 8. And basically an instructor from the Savings Bank in Wakefield, who's an expert in the field, will be coming to talk to teens about the basics of managing their money. So how to earn it, spend it, save it, kind of going from there. Just because, at least what I've noticed, when I was in high school, I didn't have a job. The first job I had was actually in my first year of college. What I've noticed is that, I don't know if I just didn't have a job, or maybe more teens are getting jobs as we get farther or deeper. But a lot of high schoolers, even ages 14 or 15, have work. So the question being, they're earning the money. What do they do with it from there, especially as they contemplate plans after high school, whether it's vocational school or college or some other trade, how to best prepare for their future and manage it presently. So that'll be Tuesday, October 18th. Also, once a month, we have what's called Teen Night, which is usually the first or second Friday of the month. And during this night, for members and non-members, ages 12 to 19, and when I say members, and for both members and non-members, a lot of times our programs are open to both members and non-members of the Y, but for those who are not members of the YMCA, there's an added fee to it. But for this program, it's free for both. And basically, the gymnasium and the wellness center is open only for teens. So we close down the building 1 hour early. Teens can come on in with their friends, work out, blow off steam, hang out, play some games, all in safely, of course, and we have YMCA staff there in addition to myself that will help the teens if they have any questions and keep in order throughout the night. And then we also have food. Our sponsor for Teen Night is Columbo's Pizza and Cafe in Reading. So we have pizza and calzones from them usually. And then usually I also do an organized activity at the end of the night. So, for example, next Teen Night is Friday, October 7th. We'll be having a small badminton tournament around 9:30 before the night ends at 10. So that's Teen Night, one Friday a month, 8 to 10 p.m. And it's free for any teen ages 12 and up. So I mentioned, kind of give an overview of what our building is, what we do, the teen programs, what my specific role is. We also additionally do community events for everyone every once in a while. So for example, earlier this month, we organized a 5K race that began and ended at our building in Reading. It raised money for our Live Strong and for our PINK programs, which are programs that help people recover. These are people who are recovering or have recovered from either cancer or breast cancer, and we're looking to try to keep them healthy and stay on the right track and physically and mentally. So every once in a while we have events like this, and our next community event is on Friday, October 28th at 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. It's our annual Halloween bash. So we kind of deck out the building at Halloween-themed streamers, other decorations. We usually have a trail that we set up in our in the back of our building. We have a small wooded area, and then there's a trail back there that we kind of deck out into Halloween garb. If people dress up, little kids and their families can walk through the trail. Might get a little spooked, but it's pretty fun, and it's decorated. And throughout the trail, there are different people who may or may not kind of step out and scare you or kind of lead you through the trail. So there's that. We also have rock climbing in the building, other games, food, face painting, crafts. And then usually every month or two we have community events like this where it's open to the whole community. They can kind of see the building and engage with our staff and other families and friends, and usually a season or a holiday-themed sort of event. So this is a scope of the Burbank Y in Reading. And again, my name is Brad Agostinelli. I'm the teen director there. I'm hoping to come back and do this every 2 months just to give you a little idea of what's going on at the Y, especially with regard to the teenagers. And there are a couple of ways that you can reach me specifically or the Y. Our website for the Y is ymcaboston.org/Burbank. For the teens specifically, you can go to ymcaboston.org/teens. And we also have a couple social media accounts for the teens. YMCA Boston Teens on Twitter, YMCA Teens on Instagram, and also on Facebook. We are YMCA Boston Teens as well, I believe. For me specifically, if you're looking to either volunteer or a teen is looking to get involved in the Y, volunteer, get a membership, meet other people through programs, or kind of get involved in any other way, you can feel free to contact me directly at 781-909-7116. Or my email is bagostinelli, which is my last name, at ymcaboston.org. Or you can feel free to call the Y at 781-944-9622. And then just ask for Brad, and I'd be glad to kind of find a place for you or any other teen in the community at the Y. We got a lot of stuff going on. Try to get out there a wide variety of programs, so it attracts teens with a lot of different interests. And we go from there. I'm really happy to serve the community in this way, and I'd be glad to talk to you or any teen who's looking to get involved. So thanks for your time, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Back again. Hello. Can you hear me? So one thing I forgot to mention was our teen center that we have open at the Y now, which is basically a classroom, because we do have an after-school program, a classroom that we have turned into a shared teen space for certain times throughout the week. Now, you hear the word teen center or teen space a lot around. What exactly is it at our building? So what we have is a classroom that we've just repainted it, trying to get a couple other things going on. Walmart in North Reading actually donated a couple items and a $100 gift card, so we'll be furnishing it with a couple other things. But it is a space where teens ages 12 and up can come in and just drop in for free. Now, ideally, they do have to be members because they have access to the rest of the building. But we can work with it if they aren't able, so we want to check it out for a couple times. The bottom line is, it's a place where they can drop in, do homework, see friends, watch a movie. We have an archaic PlayStation 2, although we're looking to maybe update that a little bit. But it works, and you can play games on it. So there's that. We have a small library. There are a couple of reading areas. So basically just a space where teens know they can come if they're around town, if they want a place to hang out with their friends, a quiet space to get something done. Really all of the above. And like much of the rest of the teen program, this is a space where they can kind of make it their own, and it is for them and by them. And by that I mean, we appreciate feedback and advice and contributions from the teens in the community. So currently it's open. This week is under construction a little bit with the paint, but next week and beyond it'll be open Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights from 5 to 8 p.m. for open time. Now, a question I've got a lot is, well, the after-school hours, 2 to 5 are really important, especially because we have the Reading Memorial High School and Coolidge Middle School right next door. And I agree. That would be very ideal, and this is actually the first time in a while we've had a dedicated teen space at all. But right now it's shared with our out-of-school time after-school program, and that classroom is licensed space until 5. So that's kind of when we can start doing open time at 5 o'clock. Hopefully in the future, if we get a lot going on and a lot of visitors and it becomes much more apparent and obvious that, we could really benefit from having it begin at 2, maybe something to move down the road. But for now, that's the reason. And it'll be open Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays from 5 to 8 p.m. Like I said, drop in any teen ages 12 and up. And feel free to contact me with the information I said before if you have any questions. And this is a new thing we got going on that really started this school year, so we're looking to drum it up and spread the word. So feel free to stop by if you just want to check it out, see it, or ask me any questions. I'll be happy to talk to you about it. Thank you.
This podcast is part of the NORCAST Podcast Network. Check out more podcasts at podomatic.com/NORCAM.